right, man, let's talk about Terence Crawford reveals his next move. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. I bet y'all ninjas out here watching that Jake Paul fight. I ain't watching that bullshit at all. But basically, Terence Crawford says he wants to go after Thurman and Tim Tszyu. And the only problem with that is if Thurman wins, Thurman won't have the belt. So I don't know if he's aware of that. If Thurman wins, he won't have the belt. So I don't know. It said that he done working with PBC, and people say, well, if he want the Thurman and Tim Tszyu winner, he want the Thurman and Tim Tszyu winner. He had to sign a PBC. Nah, that's not necessarily the case. The case is that it would be through purse bid. Therefore, he he would go through purse bid where he wouldn't have to sign, and any promoter could bid on that fight. Hence, if Thurman won the fight, then it really wouldn't matter because he wouldn't have a belt. Terence Crawford stated that he may move up to super welterweight, fight the winner of Tim Tszyu and Thurman on March 30th. Tszyu got a tough fight in front of him with Thurman. Hopefully, after that fight, we can see the next move. We got a few guys on the roster for my next fight. Tim Tszyu and Thurman is one of them. So my thing said he'd never fight Thurman. You're going to have people coming out saying, well, he said he was never fighting Thurman. Well, here you go. And this would be even odder because Thurman don't have a damn belt. Thurman don't have a belt. So that'll make it a little bit more odder. So they'll just be fighting for nothing. So they will be literally fighting for nothing. So, that is what it is. But they said they got a few options. I couldn't tell you. I don't really care to know the options. I could just ask around, but I just don't care, to be quite frank. Obviously, he want to continue to fight. That's cool. You should want to go ahead and grab a fourth title. Maybe you want to jump up and grab a fifth title and call it a day. Obviously you want to stack your resume as much as possible. That's what you want to do. You want to stack your resume as much as possible, for the Hall of Fame and all that stuff, and keep going and going. But this era was so bad, man. It really was, man. This is about the worst era in boxing. This is worse than the setup era. And when the mob had it, he's paying people to take dives and shit. I don't know if y'all seen The Godfather of Harlem. They kind of showed that a little bit, where they tried to get Muhammad Ali to take a dive versus the dude from I think the dude was from Harlem, and he said, "I don't take dives," or at least said, "I don't do dives." And then he took a dive. He got an immediate title shot. I want to say it was versus Sonny Liston at the time. It might have been Floyd Patterson. It might have been Floyd Patterson. I could be wrong. I think Sonny Liston took the title from Floyd Patterson, so it had to be in some succession. But he said he got options. And like I said before, it may just be time for him to take it up. Because one thing about this era, none of these dudes want to compete. None of these dudes truly want to compete. Let's keep it real. None of these dudes truly want to compete. It's just the lack of competition. And I just believe at this point, even Tim Tszyu, he could have fought Terence Crawford next. They said no. They said no. And people will challenge me in the comment section, ask him. He answered the question. You look at it when at the press conference with Keith Thurman, they did the interviews. I know body language and I know just how people say things that he ducked that motherfucker, bro. And like I said, I understand why he did it, because he had a fight he was already training for Lubin for, he said, what, 8, 9 weeks, 10 weeks, and then turn around to fight Bud as a, I think as a true first title defense. I understand it. I understand it. I understand it. You know, and they probably tried to get Bud to sign a deal to get that fight. I'm telling y'all what they did. They probably wanted Bud to sign a deal to get that fight. I'm telling you, they wanted Bud to sign a deal to get that fight. You know, so um, so yeah, that's what they wanted to do. That's what they wanted to do, and it's as simple as that. So, um, but to move on, I mean, I think it'll be a good fight. But you got Bud, got to ask yourself, what you got left to accomplish? You know, especially if Keith Thurman win this fight. What's the point of you fighting Keith and ain't no title on the line? So that don't make no sense. That don't really make no sense. But both of them will be tough fights in my opinion. But like I said before, you got to ask yourself what you fighting for still. You know, is it just to get another title? Is it just to get a couple extra dollars? That's what you got to ask yourself. What you fighting for? That's exactly what you got to ask yourself. What you fighting for? Because a lot of these dudes, and I ain't talking about him. A lot of these dudes just fighting for a fucking check. And you ever, hear somebody say grandma or they cook with love, and that's why the food be so good, that intangible. These niggas ain't fighting for passion no more. They ain't fighting to see who got the biggest balls no more. And to be real, I think a lot of that got to do with the emasculation in the US, bro. I think they're attacking people with I'm not gonna say it, but they're attacking people through what you consume. And when I started the Patreon, I'm gonna really dig deep into that type of stuff, rebuff it. I'm gonna really rebuff it. I think they're really attacking people through, especially men, through what we consume. And I'm gonna prove it. These dudes they don't want to compete no more. Nobody want to be the badass. You know how UFC had the badass BMF belt or whatever it is. These dudes don't want to compete no more. And you could see the passion not being there in boxing no more for them. You can see the passion not be there. And like I said, I don't think Crawford one of those fighters. You know, he a game dog. There ain't too many other game dogs out here. A lot of these dudes bark like big dogs. But when it's time to bite, they act like they're a dog that lost all his teeth. So a lot of these dudes ain't big dogs out here, man. They're not. They're not. But that is what it is. But I think it's really Tim's or bust. Because then you fight Thurman, then it ain't really no loophole to get Thurman because he won't have a belt, so out there order a purse bid. And the rumor is Earl Spence Jr. is supposed to get the winner of this Thurman and Zoo fight. So if Thurman win, Earl Spence and Thurman next, but you can't force it because Thurman didn't get the title. The title not on the line. So in reality, unless he signed a PBC for the Thurman fight and they do a one-off, or they come to an agreement. In reality, it's really gonna be Thurman and it really only could be Tim and Terence Crawford. And if Tim Tszyu win and retain the title, would Tim Tszyu be willing to, or lose and retain the title? He will retain it because the title on the line. Would Tim Tszyu willing to be come fight Terence Crawford off a loss? Will people be interested in Tim Tszyu and Crawford if Tim Tszyu come off a loss, even if it's controversial? Then with Terence Crawford being, will he want to fight Tim Tszyu coming off a loss? It's just to get a belt. So that is what it is, man. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. And subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance to get notifications. We go live or drop a video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App $CJ Good 313. Venmo CJ Good 313. PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Check out the box news playlist for more videos like this. Peace.